Welcome back, this is CryinMo. I'm glad you've come back for another episode of random hijinks in Minecraft. Actually, that's totally inaccurate, isn't it? There's no hijinks here. Because I thought we would start out with something maybe a little fun before we get to the nitty-gritty of building the iron farm. So I thought maybe we should do this. Do you know what we're doing? Do you? I'll bet you'll know right now. Watch this. Yeah. How about that, huh? Let's take Bony Boy for a ride and go visit our villager Chester. Okay, so I figured out, I think, how to do these jumps here. I didn't realize there's a jump bar above the tools. So, yeah. Now I know how it works. I kind of can make it work if I don't run into walls and stuff. Come on, buddy. This isn't him. This is my keyboard. Just, what is happening? Maybe I need to map it to another key. I'm not sure. And it's gonna rain, but I have it turned off on Optifine. Oh, and just so everybody knows, oh, there's a zombie in there, zombie villager, which we don't need now. We've literally got 70 zombie. I'm sorry, we've literally got 70 villagers up in the villager breeders. That's more than enough. That will crank out villagers fast for us. And we're gonna make a road here for sure. We're going to make a road that goes directly out to our cool little water village. There it is. We're going to build this little village up, I think. Also, just so you know, you can't see in my window, but you can see it right up there. Minecraft 1.10 in Optifine. Stable release. We're all set now. I haven't seen any of the new mobs. I haven't seen anything. It's the first time I've logged in 1.10. Alright, so we have a little... I don't have a stable or anything. I have a hole that I put Bony Boy in here. While we go, yeah, this is just the this is the sand factory, right? Yeah, we cleared a lot of this out for usage, for glass usage, and got some storage stuff in here. Yeah, I've done a little digging. Got some sandstone. All right, but that's not why we're here. We're here to go say hi to Chester, our buddy. Maybe I should have brought a name tag and named him. That's what I should have done, probably. Look at this guy. This guy's out for a swim today. What are you doing, buddy? Hanging out in the rain? That is kind of cool to swim in the rain. That's a pretty unique, cool feeling. Yeah, how do we get up there to Chester's little outfit? Hey, buddy, I see you. I see you. I'm coming to visit. I brought you a care package. You know what I didn't do, though? This is really silly. This is what I didn't do. I don't have a workbench in here? This is just silly. Let's see, we're doing paper here. Okay. Alright, so now we got a bunch of paper. Wow, it got dark out here. I definitely think it's cool. I have no way to get in here without setting that guy free. I gotta get up on the roof. I have to get up on the roof like a cat burglar. Because I'm not civilized and I have no... I threw it over the house? Oh my goodness, I did not time that right. Oh man. You see how much fun it is to be me? You see how much fun it is? There we go. Okay, buddy, let's go down here. That's a slab, that's a stair, alright. Hey Chester, there's a workbench right there. Let's see, let's do some trading here. Okay, yeah, that's right, that's what I said. Yes, right, that's right. Very good, you're happy today. You've been so all... Yeah, I know, come on. Come on, there you go, sparkle for me. Yes, Sparkle, he's been alone this whole time. Hemmed in, closed in this shack. Nobody to talk to. Now we just bring him a whole bunch of paper. He loves it. What does he do with all this paper? Maybe he runs an underground printing press. Sparkle for me. Sparkle for me. Thank you, sir. Yes, thank you, sir. I don't even care what your other trades are. All we want is the mending book. That's right. That's right. Still sparkling? No? A little more? Yeah? Don't worry. No zombies coming in here. You're safe. Sometimes we have to do this. Hopefully that'll kickstart him. Why did I... Give me that. There we go. That's some sparkles for us. Okay. That's good there. Alright, let's see how much you got. Let's do it, yep. Let's see, I want to try to get, well, I want to try to get as many of the mending books as possible. Do you got some more sparkles? Thank you, sir. Wait for the next lockout, and then we'll maybe get one of them. Wow, you lock up quick there. Yes, you do. Alright, what you got there, man? Okay, still? Okay, let's buy one of your books. Let's give you a book. Yeah, are you growling at me? We're one short. Sparkle for me. I'll get one more. I'll buy one more from you. Thank you, sir. Yes. Yes. Let's lock him out again, hopefully, so we can use that trade to open him up again. We literally have not even looked at his other trades. So now we have 2 mending books. Look at that. I don't want to buy a bookshelf for 3 of those. Okay, I might pick up some glass from you. Wow! 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 You are cool. You are cool, sir. Did you see that? His second trade, like, this is the guy. Silk Touch for 8 emeralds on top of a mending book for 18. This is the guy. He is. Both of his top tier trades are Silk Touch books for 8 emeralds. I have literally never ever seen this before. I've never seen a duplicate. I've never seen it, a librarian have 2 of the exact same book at the exact same price. Ever. Maybe that's a common occurrence. I've never seen it. My goodness. My goodness, sir. I like you. You're my buddy. Okay, I just had a thought that I wanted to try. A little design popped into my brain. Let's try these. We need a redstone block. Maybe 2. Let's take a bunch just in case. And look at this. I went mining out in the nether just a little bit ago just to grab some glowstone. And we got a bunch. We don't need all this stuff for what I want to do. Well, we've got 15 of those. Alright. And we have something to tower up on. Yes. We had briefly mentioned the chandeliers. Well, I had briefly mentioned hanging some lights from the bridge, and I just thought of a design that might be cool. I'm sure it's been done many, many times, but we'll see what it looks like. I had a couple different designs in mind, but I don't really know how tall or how big they should be or how far down they should hang, but let's just see what it looks like. So that's our center point is there, so let's hang it from here. Alright, let's try this. One there, we'll hang it. Oh, that's interesting, how that hangs down. Okay, we'll do that. And try it out here. Again, I'm not too sure how far they should hang down. Probably a little lower. Let's see. Let's try. I don't actually know how many blocks that is. I had 23. I went 7. No, that's 4, 8, 7. I went down 7. Okay, let's try here. So my thought was like we could do 1, and we could put a block, and then we could kind of scaffold out here a little bit so we can get to the other side almost. Put this here on the hotbar, that would be helpful, etc., etc. But for some reason I thought maybe this would be kind of cool. Now, where's my actual pillar? So we don't know what this looks like. Let's go down. I think that might be kind of rad. Let's just go over and do the other one while we're here. Just so we can see both. Okay, let's go up here. Oh, we don't have enough. I don't have enough redstone lamps to do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Jeez. Is that it? I think. I don't know. It's hard for me to tell. I think that's accurate. I just don't have enough redstone lamps, so I have to come up here again. Oh, that's wrong. Oh no, I can make some. Oh no, I can't make any because I don't. If I had any wood up here, which I don't. There we go. Okay, so we need 5 more. Alright, sun's going down. Let's check it out up here. Got 2 of them. They're pretty tiny. Doesn't look like much. I just want to see it at night to see how it loads the or how it lights up the bridge from underneath. Might be terrible. I kind of dislike this right here. I dislike that big flat area. I kind of want to knock that back a bit or something. See, over here on this side it's kind of more natural, right? As it kind of comes around, it's like really the start of that sort of half moon curvature of the walls there. And here I think I'm gonna go up there and dynamite out some of that. We'll just TNT it, you know, and maybe that'll help make it look, you know, kind of more natural. All right, well, it's pretty dark enough now. We can see, yeah, it lights up the bridge a little bit. Just gives us some little features up there. That's okay. Yeah, I think that'll work okay. I don't think it's too stupid. I mean, they're just tiny. The whole thing is just tiny. Of course, we could hang, you know, I could hang more of those. Maybe we will hang more and have a kind of recreate the arc, but in chandeliers. But yeah, I think that sort of looks okay. Yeah, we got some lighting up there. It's totally frivolous. Just pure decoration and kind of minuscule with that. All right, on to the iron farm. We have one other conundrum, as always. We're going to build the iron farm, but we can't actually breed any villagers until we make a couple large-scale potato and carrot farms. Mostly I just feed them potatoes because I don't really use the potatoes for anything else. We'll use them to feed them and also to trade maybe with some farmer villagers or whatever. But we need large scale because with I think we have 63 villagers inside that thing, which is way too much. I just AFK'd overnight and yeah, that was just too many. But yeah, we can't breed anymore until we feed them some more, and in order to maximize that, we literally need almost, I think, 10 stacks per villager. That's like 600 stacks. That's too many. Like, we'll never make that kind of usage out of them. But in order to do that, to even get close to that, we got to set up some industrial farms for potatoes and carrots, and I think we're going to do it down here. We're going to start getting rid of some of this stuff, this stupid cobblestone, but I'm going to build up the center pathway here, and then we'll have farms going up this way and going up that way. This is a good space for farms. I think it'll look nice. Yeah, this will be all right. We should build the farms because then while we are building the platforms for the iron farm, crops can be growing. So change of plan as always. We're going to build some farms. Man, don't you love the way I think things through? I think them through on the fly just for you guys so you can see how the thought process works, and it works exactly like how you don't want your thought process to work. Alright, so I'm going to try something new here that I'm terrible at, as you know, because I've complained about it. I'm going to try something new. I'm going to try to do this next batch of building because it's something I think I'm pretty familiar with. Now that I've said that, I'm probably going to stick my foot in my mouth, but we're going to build some farms over there, and then we're going to build the iron farm. So I'm going to build the farms, and I think I'm going to try to maybe tell you a story or talk to you or something while I do it, and we'll see how that goes. First off, I wanted to say, hey, I made the first new block that I've seen. It's literally the first new thing I've seen from 1.10 at all, and it was a block that I manufactured, which is the red nether brick. And I think, man, next to some wood grain, it's a good looking block. It's a good looking block. Next to some green, really pops. Tried it over here. I put on some vines, threw some vines on it just to check it out. And man, that red really does pop. It just, I think it's kind of a gorgeous block. I don't know how well it will actually mix overall, you know, in a lot of situations, because it's so saturated, right? Compared to a lot of other blocks in the game, it's very saturated, very heavy color. But man, it's a neat color. I like it. So I did a couple things in prep here for our farm. Not enough. I have to make some dispensers, which require the fabrication of bows and stuff. So let's do that now. What a pain! Look at this string. This is terrible. Like, we've got to go out and set up a spider farm. All right, so many things to do. All right, that's a ton of stuff. We got dispensers. We'll come back and we'll get our redstone and all that stuff. We'll figure it all out. We'll need to make hoppers. We don't have any buckets of water. We got to do that. Anyway, we can just rough it out. That's what we're going to do here. We're going to rough it out so you can see visually what it's going to be. So, yeah, so I made this. This, of course, is junk. This is going to go away. I'm not sure when. I mean, soon. We might need it to cart some of the villagers over to the iron farm, but we don't need all of that. So anyway, yeah, all of this here is going to change. It's not going to stay like this, you know. But anyway, here's our central walkway area. I need to go we need to get more roses. I only had 3. But yeah, I think this will be pretty neat. And then this is going to be a central pathway. This is going to be all brick. Something in the middle, I'm not sure yet. I haven't defined. I was just marking out the pathway. So this will be our main avenue through our farms and whatever else we end up putting out here. And it's going to lead off to the desert. This will be what will make the road. It'll turn to the road eventually. That'll take off to our village that we saw earlier with Chester, our book dealer. So what are we going to do here? So my plan is we're going to have nether wart growing. That was good. Right here. Let me just do the outline. So it's going to be it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, we don't need water for this. That's true. It could be longer. What I want to do is I want to be able to replant it without walking on it. That's really my goal. So I can go back and forth from slabs that are here. But anyway, we'll see. And what we're going to do on this side, we're going to mirror over here on this side. All right. It'll be a pad of 4x7 there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's too many. Oh, that was my mistake. That's right. The last one can be 8 because the water can run all the way to the edge and stop here, but it'll kick everything off the edge. So there we go. So we'll have 4 pads on each side of that main pathway down there, right? So here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and etc., etc. So that we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of these here, and 4 of those there. So here is pattern number 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then we have to have a path for water here, because that'll hydrate the crops. 1 path of water in the middle. Make sure I count this all right. We have to have water on this side as well. And this is going to be our channel for where, when we run, you know, we'll use water obviously to harvest the crops. Crops will come down, get punched into this channel here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. So it can be 8 wide. And then we have to have another channel over here. And of course it's got to be our... There we go. Okay. All right, and then right in the middle here. So this is always an issue. When you have a lot of crops and they run down, eventually, you know what I would like to do, of course, is one day next year, further down the road, we can build up those self automatic farms, maybe the one by Unirybit too, which is a really cool one, and they include farmers inside them, villager farmers that sort of keep harvesting the crops and throwing the food to another villager, and the can't reach the villager and it drops into a water stream, blah, 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 blah. Okay, well, for now, we just need some industrial farm that will grow us some stuff pretty quickly because we need a bunch of food to power our villager breeder that we need to start kicking out some villagers. So the issue with this is crops we're going to have, again, 4 pads here. Right, so we've got, this is a big pad right here, and then the next one's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. When you have a lot of crops like this, all get pushed down into the water at once, into a water channel. If they all get, like, I mean, if you think about it, this might be just in this row, right? We'll have 1, 2, 3, 4. Each one of these yields probably 4 stacks, hopefully. 4 stacks of crops per. So you've got 16 stacks that drop into this channel, and then 16 stacks that drop in over here. That's 32 stacks of crops, and they all end up sitting on top of one hopper. If you have 32 stacks sitting here floating on top of a hopper, and a hopper only can hold 5 stacks, that means you've got 27 stacks sitting here while one pops out every game tick, right? You have too many crops, these things that are sitting here on this hopper will despawn. We could just like not have water here at all. We could just have a bunch of hoppers right here. That's not too many, 16 hoppers. That way they would all come down and drop in, and they would all be sucked up by the hoppers, and they wouldn't have any risk of despawning. Alright, so I was thinking maybe today while I build, I could do a little BOO thing and give you a little bit of background on me, I guess. I don't know if that's necessary or important or interesting, or if you guys just like the fast cutting stuff. I guess what I'm a little concerned about going into these episodes now, after sort of the beginning game stuff has been taken care of. Obviously we have a lot of things to do, we're not going to run out of things to do, but it's like, oh, there's a lot of action in the beginning of the game, you know what I mean? Like there's a lot of you know, times where I have to go fight things and I have to die, and that makes it, you know, it sort of action packs the episodes. And obviously I can't, you know, once we're, you know, we've killed the Ender Dragon, and you know, we do have to go do end cities and stuff like that, and shulker battles and kill the Wither, even though I usually do the Wither the easy way. Although I probably will do it for comedy's sake, let you guys see me fight the Wither. But yeah, so what I get concerned by is, are these videos still going to be entertaining in any way if it's just purely building and I'm just doing fast cuts and showing stuff? But I guess it could still be entertaining. I don't know. But I thought I would try this a little bit here, which is probably taking forever already. One thing you might find interesting, and you might not, it might be just a waste of time, but one thing you might find interesting is that is what I used to do for a living. Currently I'm a filmmaker. That doesn't really mean much. That just means, yeah, I do video production and film production. I've worked a lot of areas in the industry. I started out in the film industry working in special effects. Specifically, I started out, let me count this really quick. Okay. I started out in the industry building miniatures, and I got that job, like, I mean, nobody really builds miniatures anymore, right? In fact, all of the guys that I used to work with, a lot of them, anyone who's any good that's still in the industry building models, now works for a company called Leica, and they do stop motion. They do basically all the stop motion films, and they're located up in Portland, Oregon. Very specifically, my first fabrication job, the first model I worked on, the very first day that I showed up to work in Culver City, California, was the front end of the Earth warship in the movie The Fifth Element. That movie has, if you haven't heard of it or anything, it's directed by Luc Besson, who did The Professional and La Femme Nikita, and it was a science fiction film starring Bruce Willis. And it was pretty fun, actually. The whole experience was very strange. I used to paint miniatures as a hobby. I used to play a game called Warhammer, and Warhammer 40k, which is a tabletop miniature game, war game. I used to play with a couple friends of mine. One of our friends co-owned a hobby store with his father, and that was pretty awesome. We used to buy all of our stuff there at the hobby store, the paints, the figures, the games, all that stuff. There were 3 movies that went into production at the same time that caused this huge hiring rush in the special effects industry. And those 3 movies were James Cameron's Titanic, which I did work on, and Dante's Peak, which stars Pierce Brosnan and Linda Hamilton, and you probably didn't see that, but it had we did some pretty awesome miniatures for that as well. And The Fifth Element. So when those 3 movies went into, this is, you gotta understand too, this is right before CG and computers really hit their stride with doing a lot of the effects work. It was like these three big films were like the last big hurrah of like huge big budget films with physical miniatures, physical models being used for their effects. And so literally the studios were literally sending out, they literally faxed like hobby shops all over the Los Angeles area, and there was like an ad that just said, "Do you like building models? Do you know how to hold an X-Acto knife? Come and be interviewed and build Hollywood models." And it was like, whoa, what? And so a friend of ours, he's a really good model maker, and he'd done it since he was a little kid. He was just really, really good at what he did. And he went up, he took the ad and went up to an interview, got hired, and then probably a month later, he was like, "Man, they still need people. You should really come up and, check it out, talk to them, and you can probably get a gig here too." And I was at the time working at Starbucks and working part-time at my friend's hobby store as well. And I was like, okay, I'll check it out. And yep, took some of the miniatures that I painted. And now bear in mind, miniatures that I was working on, what I considered miniatures and models, these armies, these guys are like 2.5 inches tall, 2 inches tall. I painted maybe 150 of them to make an army that would play on a table that would play on a table about 6 feet wide. And so I get there, and my first day on the job, they're like, "Yeah, so we have you build the front end of the spaceship." And they take me downstairs. Sorry, I'm looking here. We're going to put the dispensers right in here. So I'm going to do this because we want to power them all from underneath, I think. Yeah, it might be more of a pain in the butt because I got to do the reverse. Oh, you know what I should have done? Yep, let's do the etho trick, and we'll use stone brick as our redstone platform, just so we know if we ever come across stone brick, it's usually holding redstone. So anyway, they took me downstairs into this machine shop area, and they showed me, they were like, "Okay, build a front end for this spaceship." The size of the ship, I mean, it was 10 feet long. It was 10 feet long. And I was like, that's not a miniature. Like, that won't even fit on my desk. Like, what are you talking about? And the front end of it was literally 3 feet by 1.5 feet. So yeah, like it filled up the whole desk they gave me to work on. And they were like, "Yeah, you gotta just," I was like, what do I even do? Like, I don't even know how to begin. I don't know what they're just like, "Yeah, cut a piece of this out of this Centra material," just this flat sort of expanded PVC material. Big giant 4x8 foot sheets of this material are up on a rack, and they're like, "Yeah, just use a table saw to cut it down." I'm like, "A table saw? What's a table saw? I don't know what a table saw is." I'm thinking like it's a little tiny saw and you put it on your table. No, this table saw, the table saw was 8 feet wide, and it had this huge blade on it. The blade was probably, 18 inches in diameter. And they turned that thing on, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I can't use that. That's ludicrous. That thing is like," yeah, I was not prepared. That was my first day. That was day one, building miniatures for Hollywood. And then it just, went from there. So, yeah. So anyway, so I did end up building the front end of that spaceship. If you actually rent that movie or check it out somewhere on The Fifth Element, they CG'd the ship into 3 ships. I mean, they duplicated it twice so that in the movie there are 3 Earth warships that are like sent out to blow up the black evil death thing or whatever it is. And yeah, I built the entire front end of that all myself. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. But anyway, I feel like I'm just boring the hell out of everybody. So that was my try at talking to you guys about something while I worked. And I was only able to do that for a little bit because these farms are pretty simple to build. Now I need to go make a bunch of buckets to put in these dispensers. And I gotta do the wiring. Yeah, so ton of stuff to do. I'm sorry, this is a long episode and that's all I've got for today, guys. Thank you for watching, and come back next time and I'll have a bunch of this work done. You can check it out.